Gymetrix has now measured equipment usage with sensors for over 6.5 million hours and conducted more than 40,000 face-to-face surveys. This data has been analyzed with the most advanced software, and we are sharing this information with you. Hello, I'm Rory from Gymetrix, and this week I'm going to be talking about a disruption that is coming to the fitness industry. The disruption is in the way that operators stock equipment in their gyms. At the moment, it's what we call an operator-supplier push model, where operators meet with equipment suppliers and push equipment into gyms. The disruption will be turning this model into a customer pull model. Every year, the fitness industry globally spends over £10 billion on fitness equipment, the purpose of which is to cater for customers' demand for fitness equipment. However, they do this with no data on what customer demand for the equipment actually is. What is wrong with this picture? Not knowing what customers' demand levels are for the different equipment types makes buying equipment extremely inefficient. Operators are wasting millions on equipment that is going to be underutilized and are simply too dependent on suppliers' advice as to what equipment they should be buying. The truth of the matter is, suppliers are incentivized to sell more equipment, from the bottom of their organization to the top of the organization. And as a result, there's a tendency to oversupply equipment, and specifically expensive cardio equipment. If we consolidate our results across all of the projects that we've done, the three most oversupplied types in a gym is number 1, cross trainers, number 2, treadmills, and number 3, upright cycles. At the same time, if we look at where the shortages are, where customers are frustrated that they can't get on equipment, what operators are underbuying, it's number 1, benches and dumbbells, number 2, big soft stretching mats, and number 3, cables. Equipment suppliers have very good information on what they're selling, but unfortunately there's a disconnect. There's a difference between what they're selling and what gym customers are using. The truth of the matter is, many suppliers simply do not know what the end customers are using. Gymetrix has a lot of data on the popularity of different equipment types, and often I've sat with equipment suppliers and tested them, asked them in a fun way, what do you think is used more, this equipment type or this equipment type? And I am amazed at how wrong they get it. They simply do not have the information that they need in order to answer these questions. They can tell you which they're selling more of, but unfortunately, as an operator, you're more interested in what your gym customers are using more of, not what equipment suppliers are selling more of. So, this equipment push model, where operators meet with suppliers and push equipment into gyms with no data on what customer demand levels are, will become obsolete. This will be replaced by a customer pull model, where operators will understand what the customer's demand levels are for the equipment before they buy the equipment. This disruption will produce winners and losers, as every disruption does. First of all, the customers, the gym members themselves, will be the winners, because shortages will be eliminated. Once operators understand what customers' demand levels are for the equipment, they will make sure they're buying enough of the equipment that customers can easily get onto it. Many operators underestimate the huge increase in customer satisfaction that is brought about when you solve these shortages. Net Promoter Scores don't go from 5 to 10 for these customers, they go from 5 to 50. Second of all, the next winners will be the operators themselves, because they'll have happier customers that aren't faced with equipment shortages, and this does lead to improved retention and growth. On the other hand, they will stop supplying all of the excess underutilized equipment that they're being sold at the moment by the equipment suppliers. In the majority of cases, operators can provide a better service to customers with less expenses by focusing only on what the customer wants and removing all of the excess, waste, underutilized equipment. However, the losers will be the equipment suppliers. There will be a realignment of buying equipment according to customer demand and not according to what suppliers want to sell. This is going to cost suppliers in the industry tens of millions of pounds. The good news for operators is this tens of millions of pounds will be going into their bottom line. Our advice to operators is to stop pushing equipment into gyms and switch to a customer pull model, in which case you'll be able to provide a better service with less costs. I hope you found this interesting and informative. Thank you.